The world is a diverse and beautiful place. Have you ever wanted to travel the globe, exploring one exotic land, and waking up the next day somewhere completely different? Experiencing the nature, the people, the culture, the art, ancient and new. Come along with me. From ice to desert, beaches to mountains, in the jungle, in the city, and everywhere in between. Soaking in the splendor Mother Earth and all her inhabitants have to show us. By air, by land, by sea, this is Around the World at the Speed of Mike.
If you're coming to Nepal, odds are you're going to want to do some hiking. Chitwan and Kathmandu are pretty solid trips in and of themselves, but Nepal's known for its high-altitude epic scenery more than anything else. There's a few things you're going to need to see them though. First off, you need to get a national park permit and a TIMS card. TIMS stands for Trekking Information Management System. That costs $20, and then the national park passes cost between $15 to as much as $50 for Everest. Secondly, you're going to need time. If you want to do something crazy like Everest, you're not only going to need weeks to make the actual ascent, but you're going to have to spend time actually acclimating to the elevation and temperature. Otherwise, you'll get altitude sickness and you could die up there, which would suck. This won't be an issue if you do lesser peaks or if you're already from an area where you have high altitude and you can experience that and build, resistance to it. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, make sure you're physically fit enough to actually do these hikes. You can do various things to make it a little easier, like make sure you pack correctly so you're not carrying too much weight. Or you can hire a porter to carry your stuff for you, but if you do that, for the love of God, please do not fill his bag with rocks. That's like a real thing that people do just to see how much they can carry. They can carry a lot. They're strong guys, they grew up there, but that's just terrible and mean-spirited, and just do not. Before arriving in Nepal, I hadn't really been hiking recently, so I opted for the easiest trek, which is Poon Hill in the Annapurna region. To get to Poon Hill, you have to go to Pokhara, which you can reach by bus either from Chitwan or Kathmandu. You can also take a plane, but that's a lot more expensive. Once in Pokhara, head to the office and get a TIMS card and your national park permit. You could also get these in Kathmandu, but it's fairly close to the bus station in Pokhara. From there, you go to another bus and head to Nepal in Birethanti. From there, just cross a bridge and start hiking up north till you reach a place called Ghorepani. That's the closest town to Poon Hill and where you'll probably stay. If you're in really, really, really good shape, you can make it from Birethanti to Poon Hill in one day. Otherwise, you're probably going to want to make a stop at any number of the villages along the way. Every trekking trail all over Nepal has these little towns or villages, whatever you want to call them, and they have homestays and accommodation, and you can usually get a deal where the room's free, but you have to buy breakfast and dinner. And this isn't super expensive at all, but by local standards it kind of is. So also keep in mind, the higher you go, the more expensive things become, because somebody has to carry that all the way up, higher and higher. Also keep in mind, you shouldn't bring anything that you can't carry out. And likewise, when you're ordering stuff at these places, don't get anything that requires a lot of packaging, because carrying it up is one thing and then bringing it back down is another. There's a bit of a trash problem you might notice if you're hiking around it. Not terribly bad, but still you'd rather not see any, so don't feed it. Even if you do make it to Poon Hill on the first day, you're not going to be able to see anything. You're going to have to stay there in Ghorepani, which is fine, because the only time to really be able to see the mountains is in the early morning. Otherwise, by mid-afternoon, it's completely covered in clouds most of the time. So most people start off when it's dark and they get up to Poon Hill so they can see the sunrise. There's going to be huge crowds with this, but it's also a good time to meet up with people that you might have been hiking with, and let's say you're moving at the speed of Mike and you outpace them. Since you spent $40 on bureaucratic permits, you're probably going to want to make the most of this trek and see something else. The next video, we're going to head to Gandruk. Hey, if you'd like to see more videos like that, make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out the rest of my videos around the world at the speed of Mike.